introduction. I am Sandhya Rani. Now, currently, I am working as a data scientist at Genpact, and I have some 3 years of experience. Along with that, I had some 12 years of teaching experience as well. So, these are my details. I'll just share my screen and am I audible before that? I'd like to know.
Yes, Sanya.
I'll share my screen. Okay, I'll just give some introduction about the data science. Here, the definition is here. I'll not bore you by giving the traditional definition. I'll just try to explain the data science in a simple way. Like data science is like solving a big puzzle using data. You can think like that. Imagine you have a huge amount of information like customer shopping habits. Maybe you may have weather reports or even some medical records, some data you have. So data science helps us find patterns, trends, and useful insights from this data to make better decisions. And we can see that mathematics and statistics also helps in analyzing numbers and patterns. And whereas the computer science and its programming also helps in writing codes to process a large amount of data and all. And along with that, we should know the domain knowledge. Like suppose we are working in healthcare, you have to understand that business domain knowledge also we should have. Okay, so that is a definition. So if you want to explain in short, it is like an interdisciplinary field which uses scientific methods and algorithms, and what we do is we'll just extract the meaningful information from the data. It can be structured or unstructured. Okay, so how data science work means here we have the steps. I'll just try to explain these steps one by one. Here we have 5 steps. The first one start with collecting data, second one cleaning data, analyzing data, making some predictions, and then presenting insights. Okay, these steps I would like to explain with one small example. Suppose we have here, you can see one example here. Here these are the reviews, and based on some product, some customers are given these reviews. Like first one is like, I love this product, it's amazing. So this is given by one customer. So we wanted to do some sentiment analysis based on these reviews, whether it is a positive sentiment, whether it is a positive feedback or negative feedback, or it is neutral, something like that. Suppose if you want to analyze this information by using the data science, what is our first step here? We can see it is like collecting data, right? Suppose you wanted to know about, suppose some company has introduced a new product, and it wanted to know how the feedback is there on that product, so that they can improve the product, right? So that what they can do is they will collect the information on the social media reviews from some websites and all. So first what we have to do, this data directly we will not get and put it in this Python script and all, right? So first we need to get the data. So for that, what is our first step if you want to apply any model or any insights if you want to get it from the data? Our first work is collecting data. So here the data we can collect it from websites or sensors, surveys, or some business records. Business may maintain some databases and all. From there we should collect the data. Whereas in this particular example, we can use some websites, social media websites, and we will get the information from the websites. Okay. Here, once we have the data, later our next step is to clean the data. Suppose we have got the information. Suppose that data might be not cleaned. Maybe some customer might have written everything in capital letters, everything in small letters, maybe some they might have used some shortcut words, or some spelling mistakes might be there. Like that, there will be some missing data as well. So if it is there, then our next step is to clean the data. So we need to do some cleanup. For that, we need to handle some missing values and all. Once the data is clean, then we need to try to apply either a mathematical model or algorithms and all to get the meaningful patterns. Here in this particular example, what we are doing is we are the sentiment intensity analyzer. This algorithm we are calling from, this is one Python library. So from that, already some inbuilt algorithms are there. Just we are calling that algorithm, and we are given one shortcut name because this lengthy name we can't call every time. So this name we are calling, and here we are this reviews one by one we are passing to this model. Okay, this model, how it works is it has a predefined list of words with sentiment scores. Like inside that algorithm, there will some code might be written. Like suppose if a sentence is having the words like great, then it is positive. It will give the some positive score. So good, positive. It is not good, it is negative score. Like really it is very good, then it is positive. Like that, based on some predefined words, the some scores will be given inside that model. So based on that, we will pass that sentences here. So based on that, we will get the scores. Okay, so for the first sentence, you can see here, I love this product, it's amazing. So it's here, I love this product, so this is like a positive score, right? So based on this this adjectives or these words, it will give the score. So if the score is greater than 0, what it does is it will give, it is like a classification. If it is greater than 0, positive, less than 0, negative. If it is 0, neutral. Likewise, it will do some classification and give the answer to us. So here for particular review number 1, it is saying it is positive. Okay, so this algorithm, this mathematical model we are applying in the next step. If you look at here, we are getting some meaningful patterns, and also we are applying mathematical model and getting some outputs. Okay, and here making predictions. So a mathematical model is there already, so that we are using and getting that outputs. So we are getting for each review, we are getting some output, right? That is like prediction. And then once you get the predictions were done, we need to we can't show, suppose this is a product that code has given this output. So we can't go and show this output to the client, right? So we have to give this in a beautiful way. Like we have to use some visualization tools and all, and we have to present the outputs in a better manner. So this is another example. This is here. Can you follow me? Whatever I'm saying. Hello.
Yes, Anya, yes, Anya.
Okay, fine. Yeah, this is another example. Here also there are some comments are there on a professor feedback. So there are some comments. Based on that, we need to identify whether it is a positive feedback or negative feedback or neutral feedback and all. Here also we have applied the same algorithm, but along with that we are doing some visualization as well. Here what we are doing is, for first review, the professor explains the concepts very clearly and makes learning fun. Okay. So this is giving us positive, and it is generating some score also. Based on this score, the sentiment is classified into whether it is positive or negative or neutral. Okay, since it is a positive, the score is generally between -1 to 1. If it is less than 0, it will be negative sentiment. If it is greater than 0, it is positive sentiment. If it is 0, then it is neutral. Okay, so based on our output, we have just got this bar chart. We can see here the positive. here seeing this graph itself, you no need to no need to look at this table. Suppose here only 10 feedbacks are there, right? So suppose if you have 2000 students have given feedback, so you can't look at everything whether it is positive or negative, so you need to do some visualization, right? So see here what we do is here you can see positive, how many are there? 6. Looking at this graph itself, you will understand here there are positive feedbacks are more. Okay, so likewise, by seeing this graph itself, you will understand. This is another way of representing. This is like here, all the words you can see are the positive words. In the next one, you can see all negative words are there. And this is the pie chart. It is showing the positive one 60% and negative ones 30% and 10% neutral comments. Okay. Likewise, whatever algorithm mathematical model you will apply and get the predictions, and you will get the outputs. That outputs also we have to show and present in a good manner, so that the understanding will be easier. Okay, so our last piece here, presenting insights. Okay, so for that we need to create either charts or graphs or reports, some visualization we have to do it, and present the outputs whatever we are getting in the previous steps. Okay, these are the steps involved in the work. Data science, any project you take, these steps everyone should follow. Okay, any doubts up to here?
No doubts, Sonia. It's going well. Okay.
Yeah. So there are a lot many applications. We are just have seen one of the application just now. Here, if we look at data science had applications in business, healthcare, finance, and social media. Just this we have seen now, the sentiment analysis. Here, it works like suppose you have a product. Suppose the customer, whether he is willing to buy the product or not. Suppose if he is willing to buy, suppose he wanted to buy some laptop. Okay, so you'll understand whether he is willing to buy the product or not by doing some sentiment analysis. Later, suppose if he is S, then what recommendations they can show, whether they can show based on his historical the sales records, right? Customer shopping habits and all. They will identify some products, and they'll particularly recommend those products to that particular customer. Okay, that one of the application is this. Another one is here in finance. If you look at in finance means that fraud detection, you can see in the banks and all. They will work on fraud detection. And risk analysis means the stock markets and all, they'll work on risk analysis. And healthcare, all the patient outcomes. Suppose if a patient is having some disease, he may go for the blood checkup, and he'll get some score, right? So based on that score, they'll identify whether he had the disease or not having disease. Likewise, based on the score generation and all, also they'll predict this one, okay, whether he has the disease or not. Okay, so later in this is the business analytics. Here we'll identify the strategies, which strategies they need to identify to improve the sales in any kind of business. Okay, so these are the main applications. If we look at the big companies, how they will use data science. Here, if you look at the Amazon, it works mainly on recommendations. Netflix works on suggesting shows and movies. Walmart is a store. It works on product demand, how to predict the product demand and how to maintain their inventory, how effectively they can improve the sales, and they'll work on that. This PayPal is a bank one. They'll work on fraud detection and all. Coca-Cola, as we have seen, they works on sentiment analysis. Likewise, suppose if Coca-Cola is introducing new drink, then they wanted to know that how that drink, how it is there, the product, how effective it is. They wanted to analyze, right? For that, what they do is they will collect the data related to Coca-Cola from social media platforms, and then do that sentiment, whether it is having positive feedback or negative feedback. Based on that, they will work on the product improvement and all. So that is that one. And then Google, and here they will work on advertisements, how to show and all. And Facebook, we all know, here also advertisements will come, and it works on user interest. And this is one electric company. It here what they do is, here they have the machines, their machines, they have to make the machines more effectively. For that, they can't run the machine for 24 hours, because if they run continuously without break, that machine will not work. That is why what they have to do is, how long they can make the machine work. Okay. And suppose 8 hours, like that, they will predict the maintenance, means they have to predict this one. Suppose if I run this machine after 9 hours, it may go for downtime, right? So they have to they will keep some sensors and work here, how long they have to keep that machine on and on. So Uber, this we all know that they work on dynamic pricing. So here we have seen, based on the demand, they will increase the prices. Suppose if extreme weather conditions are there, like rain and very hot outside, then people will then demand. Then peak times, based on that, the demand will increases. Then accordingly, they will set the prices, and the prices also will go up. So airlines also, here you can see, here also they will work on dynamic prices. Suppose if we are booking the ticket at 3 months before, then prices will be less. Suppose if you are booking tomorrow, is your travel day, you are booking the ticket today, so it will be more. Likewise, and based on the festivals, based on the other economic conditions, everything they'll consider, and the prices will vary according to the trends and demands. And here this is the drug company, so they'll work on drugs improvement. And Tesla, we all know that they will work on driverless cars and all. So Apple works on not only these important ones I have just listed. So Apple works on supply chain and its logistics. And Twitter, this also works on sentiment analysis. Okay. So data science had many applications, but here the sentiment analysis is one of the most many companies are using. And on this particular case itself, there are many jobs available in the market. If we look at the data collection, I have written the each step in detail. Here we have just seen the steps right here: collecting data, cleaning data, analyzing data, making predictions, and presenting insights. So we'll look at that these points. Here, data collection. Here there are some methods: survey methods, web scraping, databases, and APIs. Survey methods means, just now we have seen the student feedback, right? So these are like surveys. Sometimes government also will collect some surveys and get the data, and then they do the analysis, right? So we get the data mainly from this one. And the databases will be, suppose if there is some business, they will maintain their records, everything in a database. So those data and all, we need to get it by using SQL. So to learn data science, first step is to collect the data, right? For data collection, sometimes we need to use SQL, because all the data will be there in the databases, right? So using SQL queries, we will have to get the data, and then we do other processes like cleaning, applying the models, and the starting step starts with the data collection. Suppose if sentiment data you want to analyze, that data will not be there in databases, right? you have to do some web scraping. You have to go and see different social media, and you should get this information from different websites. Sometimes it is available. Suppose you want to know some product reviews, then you can go for Amazon and you can see the product reviews, right? Like that you can go to other social media and get the reviews, and those reviews and all you can get it, and later you can start working on it. Like some APIs also, different online services and platforms also, you will get the data. So for getting data, you can use Python, and you can use SQL. And once you get the data, then we need to do cleanup and some pre-processing work we need to do. Like uh, here some data inconsistencies, and if you have any missing values, that and all you can use Python, and you can make the data more clear. Okay, later we do some exploratory data analysis, EDA. So before going to apply the model, you should identify for this data which model will be suitable and all right. For that, you should do some EDA, means some basic analysis we need to do, and based on that, you will understand for this data which model will be suitable, which is not suitable, that and all we'll understand, and then we'll do some statistical analysis. Later we apply some machine learning algorithms and all. In machine learning algorithms also, there are supervised and unsupervised. There are two main categories types are there. One is classification. Just now we have seen sentiment analysis, right? There we have seen this. Whether if the score is less than 0, then it is negative sentiment. If the score is greater than 0, positive sentiment. If the score is 0, then it is neutral, right? That is kind of classification. Then we have unsupervised learning also. This is like clustering. Suppose some group of customers are there. Okay, so, for those customers, sometimes what we do is we have to do some clustering, and based on clustering, how we make it based on their shopping habits. So based on that, we'll make the clusters, and we'll select some particular cluster and give the some specific offer to them itself, so that they will get attracted to that offer and they will buy that. Like based on that, for all the customers, they will not give that offer. Based on, they'll do some clustering, means they'll do some grouping. Okay, like for some particular group, their shopping habits are different. For them we can target like in this way, like that. For some particular group, they will give some specific offer, so that in that way they will improve the sales. Okay, there are two different types of learnings are there. Here there are many algorithms in data science, like linear regression, decision trees and all. So whatever we have applied, we have given the applications, right, in above steps. Those applications and all, we can do it. Once we apply any model and all, and we need to find its accuracy, how it is working and all, we should identify, and we should do some cross validation and all also. Later, once everything is done, you have got the outputs, then what we have to do is we have to do some visualization. For visualization, some particular projects people will use only Excel itself. Some people want to use Tableau, and they will show the visualizations. There they can create some dashboards, and they can represent the outputs in a specific manner, so that they can show those insights to the stakeholders, and so that they can perform better. There are other tools as well. This is one is Tableau, and other one is Power BI, and these are like using Python. We can using this Plotly one library, we can do some visualizations in Python itself. But some companies will use prefer to use Tableau and Power BI. But in some of the projects, simple Excel file is also fine to do some visualizations. In this way, these are the steps involved in any data science project. And there are some specific case study projects as well if you want to study. And if we want to look at the career paths in data science, if we learn data science, then we can go for data analyst job or data scientist or machine learning engineer at all. So what are the skills we required here is we should know the languages like Python or R. Python, most of the people are using now because Python has a lot many libraries and that updation of libraries also is good in Python comparing to R. And we should have some basic statistics and mathematics background as well. And along with these tools, we should have some domain knowledge. And if sometimes in some particular cases, we should know the SQL also. I think we'll stop here, and any doubts you have up to here, I can clarify.
Yeah, hi Sandhya.
Yeah.
See, I'm working as a data engineer. I have 3 years of experience. So, what is the scope that I can move to the data science?
Yeah, you can move, right? So you are not a new person, right? Already you know the machine learning engineer, so you know the algorithms and all. It is comparing to others, it is very easy for you to switch to data science, I feel.
Okay. Okay. Like, what are the like tools and all I should need to focus on? And what is the uh, probability to get heights and all in the data science?
Yeah. Tools means mainly Python is enough, and for visualization and all, in nowadays in companies, what they are doing is for visualization, they will take the separate person who knows the Tableau and Power BI. They are good at them. And if you want to do data scientist without them also, you can do it. Like that is not compulsory Tableau and this Power BI and all. Okay, that depends on the project. But there are a lot many opportunities are there. But as a machine learning engineer, what is your role here?
I'm working as a data engineer, not machine learning.
Oh, data engineer.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, comparing to data engineering work, data science work is easier, I felt.
Fine.
Yeah, you can learn easily and switch to data science.
Okay.
You just have to know the Python and how here, if we look at our example, you might have seen, right? Here we are just using that. Here, I'll just show this one. You see, sentiment intensity analyzer. Okay,
Yes.
we are that mathematics and all already in it is having in this library. We are just using this module, the sentiment intensity analyzer. We are just calling this and we are just applying here. Okay, understand.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we are not doing that mathematics and all already is there in the background. So what we have to do is here is we have to use our data and just apply that model here.
Okay.
Okay, here this data is different, right? In the previous example, this data is different. So
Yes.
what we are doing, we are just doing, we are calling this model and applying this data and getting
Yes.
the output, right? So the mathematics and all that Python, that is the advantage of using Python. In these libraries, already that algorithms have already they have written the algorithms. We are just using them.
Yes.
Okay, this is one example I just wanted to highlight. We should know the mathematic background, how this analyzer is working, right? As I mentioned, it is if a great word is there, they have already written in the algorithm. If there are some predefined list of words, and if it is great, good, like kind of words, it is giving the positive score. Okay,
Okay.
bad, terrible, like words comes, they will give the negative score,
Negative.
like that. Yeah, like that. In the algorithm, in the background itself, the code was given, written. Okay, we
Okay.
our what we are doing is, here we are just calling this and applying to our data.
Okay.
Okay, this is very simple example I have given here. Suppose you have some 3,000 stores and you are selling the products. Okay, and there will be lot many reviews, right? Those are all we can't do at a time. So you have to filter for each store, and accordingly we have to do according to the product and all. So there might be some levels, right? Here we have just given this, and we require the mathematical background, but we no need to know each and everything what is going on the back end.
Okay.
Understand?
Yes. Mm.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Progress and it's fine for me.
So that's here and the date and the